All right, welcome back. Good evening. It's USC still. We are
No, we haven't changed the tournament.
we are bing chilling, as they say, with Massachusetts versus Arizona, switching over into the winners bracket for the rest of the night, for all of the remaining matches of the week. In fact, we get winners bracket on top of winners bracket on top of winners bracket, because I don't know, it's how it goes. Massachusetts, Arizona, followed by SoCal, Oregon, followed by Texas versus Washington. I'm this one guy, he's Dada, and we're gonna bring you this match right now because there's not another match after it for a while.
Yeah. We have this really awkward block, as you've noticed, where every match is 1 hour apart from the other matches. Like, not the actual, like, the start, but, like, there's an hour of dead time between matches.
That's how this whole weekend went. Yesterday was 20 UTC, 23 UTC, 1 UTC, and then today is 21 UTC, 1 UTC, 3 UTC, 5 UTC. I don't know. Nobody wants to...
Honestly, this is a TV schedule. Like, they're playing episodes of The Big Bang Theory in between. Surely.
You know, I was watching TV after I ate dinner tonight, and that was what was on. It's like...
That's just ambient television.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if you turn a TV on, there's like a 75% chance that you will have an episode of Big Bang Theory on your screen at any given point in time.
God. I see Chillier's green from the GMT, and
Yeah.
it interacts weirdly with the rest of the color scheme.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's super out of place to have the whole like background on it and everything. Whenever every other name is just colored text. This song is so good.
Is it a Poopa?
No, Bright Artist. It is Mori It is Mori Atsushi, but it is not Poopa.
I'm trying to play out the rest of the song in my head. Oh, it's Re-End of a Dream.
There you go. Well done. Song high key slaps. Arizona seems to be stalling, I think. I'm not sure.
I mean, they do have the advantage in time zones.
They were told first ban MP timer 120, and it's been like verging on 2 minutes now, and they still have not banned anything.
Maybe they didn't think this through. Let's assume ignorance before malice.
Hard Rock 1.
No!
No eventicle for Dada. What's the background for a Hard Rock 1 ban against Massachusetts? Is that just TJ? They're just banning out TJ?
Probably.
Because I don't really think of Massachusetts as like a Hard Rock aim team by any means.
I think Arizona is just like not a really aimy team. Like,
like
even the aimy guys are just like not too consistent. I feel like they want to more focus towards the tapping aspect or the flow aim at least. And that map is generally just jumps. A couple of streams in between. Very sparse.
Massachusetts. Okay, we're getting no aim in this match. Also, interesting how long it takes for messages to turn up in laser client compared to in stable client. Massachusetts, Nomad 1 ban. So no Nomad 1, no Hard Rock 1. We are not playing aim today. No siree. We are playing...
No one.
We are playing left-hand mechanics only, and we are not playing the violation. Thank you, client.
The left-hand mechanics only. First map, no one plays.
2020 Grand Finals vibes.
God, that was a grand finals, huh?
Nomad 5. All right, so if you...
It's crazy how like at least 2 people have like completely disappeared off the face of the earth from that grand finals. I guess Rectagon is still around. So
Rectagon is still around. He was just tournament banned. Otherwise, he'd still be around like in full. BTMC is a content creator now instead of an OSU player. Vaxe
Vaxe
is
kind of pulled his
yeah.
grand old disappearing act. And Idkey.
Idkey, yep. Monko is no longer in California, but he still exists. Who else was on that team? Matthew is still playing actively in this tournament.
Yeah.
Who was there?
Else?
Yeah, I don't know. Hidden 2 first pick?
What the?
Excuse me?
Did they have access to the broadcasting channel? Just wondering. Chillier did mention, like, specifically on the broadcast channel, hey Dada, is Hidden Chu sight readable? I said, yeah, I wouldn't sight read it, but it is, like, literally sight readable. And then he's like, okay, we'll sight read. And then we posted Joe Biden soda videos.
I don't know, man. This is a little wild to me. I don't.
It's wild because they have Vector, right?
Yeah, but that might be all they have. If they have TJ in for a hidden 2, like, I'm maybe a little concerned on Massachusetts' behalf. I don't really know enough about some of Arizona's players to be able to determine whether or not this is something that I would, like, favor them in this matchup on. Obviously, they favor themselves in this matchup on it, but I don't know Hagawabla, Mejiro McQueen, and Ordinary's AR8 hidden skills at all.
If this was any other year, I'd be like, why is Arizona picking hidden at all? Have they smoked the crack?
Yeah, but Massachusetts, I think that their hidden roster is, like, okay at best. I mean, Vector, obviously, but Chillier TJ does not necessarily fill you with confidence in AR8.
I mean, yeah, TJ AR8
Yeah.
really just
I think
not a good omen.
I think there's 2 things at play here for Massachusetts. One is that I don't know if they have everyone, and 2 is that TJ is just, like, a good player overall by their team's standards.
Oh,
and
there goes the sight reader.
Chillier is sight reading. This and you know, we've talked at length basically whenever this has come up that it is a much more reading heavy challenge than last week's, or well, last pool's, I guess, not last week's, because last week was this pool, where you have all these, like, overlaps and stuff that makes sight reading it a little more of a challenge than some AR8 hiddens may be.
Honestly, even if you have the map practiced, you can still get tripped up on a lot of patterns. Especially after the first guide, there's a little bit of a section where, like, you can very easily under-tap a note or over-tap and then, like, just lose the rhythm on the following section. It's pretty complex.
And also, there's just stuff that, like, beyond that, like, those full screen sliders, we've seen a non-zero number of people break on those, and there goes Ordinary on, I don't really know what. That was just a pattern that existed. Fortunately for Arizona, TJ missed right after. Oh, okay, that might have been Bancho lag, because my client lagged at the exact moment. Yeah, it was. Chillier did not break. TJ did, though. How is Massachusetts leading this? Mejiro McQueen is at 96 AC. That's actually it straight up, because he's down by 60k. And yeah. And Ordinary's at not even 300k. Oh, TJ? That's not good. This is gonna stay really close, but if TJ keeps chain missing, it's very good for Arizona. Or not even chain missing, just repeatedly missing.
TJ played low AR.
Okay, there goes Chillier, there goes Ordinary, and now it is 2v1.
This is one of the big set rechecks, that pattern, that kind of like slider, back and forth, overlap thing.
You can tell the people that are comfortable on this very easily. Like, Hagawabla is just chillin', Vector is just chillin'. Mejiro McQueen is like able to play it, but not super well. And then the other 3 are just fully inting their faces off at this point. Once they get to the sight read checks of the map. Or the hard part check, I guess. It's not even necessarily sight read, it's just harder. Poor Vector is going to put up, like, one of the best scores we've seen on this map all week if he FCs with this AC, and it just doesn't matter.
Those are the pains of being, like, your team's only leading player.
You know, it's an interesting thing. Like, Vector is on Massachusetts every year, right? Because he's the best player in the state, and it's not even close at this skill set. But the rest of them are so bad that it just doesn't matter because they lose these picks anyway.
They're necessarily bad.
Comparatively speaking, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And Hagawabla with the FC, Medjero McQueen with an FC. Actually, he finished with 97 act. That's not too terrible.
FC, yeah.
Ordinary 9 misses. Not the greatest, but fortunately, Chillier and TJ did not have a great time. And Arizona gets on the board first with their first pick. A little 1-0. We'll see how long they can keep that going, because I don't know how many picks favor them. But I also don't know who's here from Massachusetts, because if they're missing players, things could be wacky.
If Hidden Chew favors them, then surely Nomad 5 is a thought.
Yep. Nomad 5 will be on the back of their minds. Fremont 2 might be on the back of their minds.
Maybe, but the Fremont Chew is the thing is you can't really reading abuse because Massachusetts has like at least 3 players that want to go Hard Rock on that.
Actually true, because they can go, they just go, Vector would go like freaking easy hidden or something. TJ goes Hard Rock, and then whoever Hard Rock is the third, and they'd be probably alright. That's where only having Vector as a reading player doesn't really hurt them. It actually helps them in that sort of case.
By the way, speaking of Bizarro World, Massachusetts picked Nomachu, answering Arizona's Hidden Chew pick. Mass hysteria.
I mean, to be fair, Massachusetts has historically been pretty good at tapping maps over the last couple of years. Friends, in addition to being a stream mapper, is, I guess, a stream player. So...
I didn't know that, actually.
Yeah, that's what I've
heard. There was one stream mapper, which I specifically recall was, like, not good at streams.
I wonder how Knowledge King is, since he's, like, the ultimate Nomad 2 mapper. I wonder how he is as a stream player. Somebody go ask.
Where's Imlaw? That is a good question.
That's a very good question, actually. I assume he would be in for this, normally, right?
I guess, maybe.
Well, we'll see over the course of the match, I guess.
Imlaw isn't here.
That's a bit of an oop. Alright, well, we'll see how they do without him. And, you know, if Massachusetts is missing people as well, then, like, might be more even than you would expect. Near, far, wherever you are. I just remember last year Massachusetts... or in the last couple of years, Massachusetts being really good at Nomad 2s. They were also pretty good at Nomad 5s. I remember they had a really good score on, I think, on Taro and on, was it Temptation? Was that the Nomad 5 from, like, semis or something?
That was, I think, yeah, that was Nomad 5.
And they were not, like, it's not a team you think of as a speed team, but I'm pretty sure they got a reasonable score on that. So, left hand players.
Yeah, Temptation's not like a super speed heavy Nomad 5.
What is it, like 240?
It's like 230.
230?
Yeah. Nobody missing.
Yeah, we've still got 6 FCs going.
We still have the linear jumps, the dreaded linear jumps.
Oh god.
At least one.
Somebody will break on those, surely, because somebody always breaks on those. Boy, this ACK, though, by the way. SS from Chillier, 99.5 from TJ, 99.5 from Friends, 99.7 from Mac. Linears? Hagawabla, goodbye on the linears. Well, one person. Oh, Hagawabla just died on that stream as well. Ches Chillier. Wow, he broke his SS like that, too. That's a shame. TJ and Medjiro trade, so it is Friends and Mac. And it's a 130k lead for Massachusetts, but that's 2 FCs that are almost identical scores. Their accuracy very similar. Mac ahead by a couple of 100s. Overall combo to the side of Massachusetts by a tad bit coming into the ending. It's going to be very close. Hagawabla, though, with the break, that might help enough for Massachusetts to take this without anything wild happening in the last seconds.
The last seconds are the hardest part of the map, though.
Yeah, there goes Hagawabla again, though. He's dropped a lot of score. Everybody hit the ending except for Hagawabla. That is a very, very solid play from both teams. 2.3 mil from Massachusetts with a Really nice FC from both Friends and Mac. 99.56, 99.87. Triple S rank for Massachusetts. You hate to see it. And S rank for Medjero McQueen as well. Hagawabla, unfortunately, did not have as good of a time, and that was all that Massachusetts needed to take the point and tie things up one apiece.
Well, the unfortunate slider breaks from Massachusetts could have been decisive, but a couple of unfortunate breaks from Arizona as well as Hagawabla just probably filling in for the map. So not really all that confident on that map. Probably filling in for the person who's missing, who's a specialist in amateurs. I'd at least think that's the case. But yeah, solid first pick from Massachusetts there. A little bit dicier than you want it to be, but
okay.
All right, let's get the VOD.
As predicted,
Aaron, it's time for you to spout out all your controversial hot takes.
I mean, I just think this song is boring, that's all.
That's a hot take. That's not gonna be for the future, because you can say other hot takes. The VOD's muted anyway. It's off the books. This song is heat. True.
I don't know. I don't dislike this song. I just think it's boring. I mean, I'm not trying to say that I hate it. I just think it's not that interesting.
Furioso Melodia typing from 2MG. More like the deceit, the violation typing.
These are just HyperX red switches. It's not like I'm on my Holy Pandas or anything.
I had half a mind. I ordered a new keyboard recently, and I had half a mind to just get blue switches to annoy the hell out of my family.
I had blue switches.
And anyone I'm in VC with.
I had blue switches the 1 year when I was in college that I lived in a dorm. I am retroactively sorry to my roommate.
Yeah, that's a horrible timing for you to
get a
mechanical keyboard with blue switch.
It was I had that keyboard for like a year at that point. It wasn't like I got it to take to school. It just happened to be the case. Anyway, Chillier, Sitho, and Vector. Sitho AR7. Wait a minute.
Okay, what's happening here?
I mean, like I said, Massachusetts kind of falls off after Vector for reading.
Nah, dude, we're getting all of the all the revelations really here. Everyone who you would never expect for a reading pick in a million years getting brought up to play a reading pick. Arizona maintains, I believe, the same lineup that they had from Hidden Shoe. Meanwhile, Massachusetts changes TJ for Sitho. Medjero McQueen, Ordinary, Chillier with the first breaks on this first verse. So Hagawabla, the Seoul FC left for Arizona. Meanwhile, Sitho, the newcomer, and Vector.
There goes Sitho.
Oh.
I think...
Also,
I mean...
Speaking of...
Oh, there goes Vector
Sitho,
as well.
Speaking of Sitho? Speaking of Sitho, he's not having a very good act here, which is expected. Like, we've seen a lot of people just hitting early on this whole map. It's a lower AR than you used to. It's a map that perhaps has a little bit of a offset needed, and some people just don't realize that because the AR makes you think, oh no, I'm hitting early. Because it's the AR, I'm not used to it, and so you don't adjust offset, and then you go into the match, you're not used to the AR, and boom, you just keep hitting early, get bad act. Hagawabla missing, so that's the last FC on the match gone.
Yeah, this is going to be very interesting to watch, because you just kind of get the feeling, looking at the act alone, that a lot of people are really uncomfortable with this map. Sitho finds another break. It's Vector and Chili. Is it?
Scytho.
There's no way it's Scytho. There's no way it's Scytho. I refuse to believe that it's Scytho. I've been pronouncing it Scytho for as long as I've known of the player's existence. There goes Metro McQueen, Ordinary Vector, and S guy down there in the bottom left-hand corner.
Those are all of the big combos, except for Chillier.
Yeah, Chillier's at 500. He can bring this back kind of on his own, actually. Well, you can really tell, like, the hardcore reading teams and the not hardcore reading teams, huh? This is, like, not even... I don't even know that it counts as reading. I mean, it's just low AR, but the reading aspect of it, as you were discussing, like, it's more about... You know, it's not like you're reading overlaps and constant perfect stacks. There's a few of them, but they're pretty clearly delineated. It's so weird. But it is going to go over to Massachusetts here on the back of the Chillier combo in just a second. We've got still about a third of the map to go. Oh, Chillier! They were literally going to take the lead on that stream if he did not miss on it, and instead he misses on it. And it follows up with a Vector break, and now Arizona's got a huge combo lead. Hagawabble at 460 plus, Metro McQueen at 300. Ordinary breaks, but it really doesn't make a big difference. And this is going in favor of Arizona now, especially after Chillier and Vector break again. That lead is as big as it's ever been. And I think both teams should hit 1 million points this time, which is nice to see. After the last time we... What? Hello? Okay. After the last time we saw this map.
Honestly, these are kind of the scores that you would expect from Massachusetts, like, except for Vector.
I would have expected a much better score from Vector.
Yeah,
I'm very surprised by this.
I assume that's one of those cases where they're so like hidden pilled that whenever they have to play an AR that like they usually play with hidden, with no mod or with whatever other mod that's not hidden, like they just struggle a lot. It throws off their game. Like I would have definitely expected Vector to be one of those people who just has a free FC on this.
Yeah, he's not actually a low AR player. He's just a hidden player. Is that's the case? I guess. I don't know. Yo, everything. Okay, so Massachusetts is saying fuck it left hand, and Arizona is saying fuck it reading. What's gonna happen when one or the other of them has to go to something else? Because it's just, if this goes anything like the Nomad 2 did, it's gonna be contested, but Massachusetts will end up doing fine. And then it'll be 2-all. And then we'll have to see something different. I mean, I guess Arizona could go Hidden 1 or Free Mod 2 after this if they want to stick within the same thing. And then Massachusetts probably goes DT2 or DT3 at some point. So maybe it's one more pick each after this, and then we see from there on. I'm just assuming that Massachusetts goes DT2 third pick after this, if they win it. I don't know if they still do it if they lose it, though.
If they're following this logic, then DT2 or even a little bit of DT1 would be fine. But, yeah, I think they'll have enough picks for the rest of the match. Meanwhile, Arizona, Hidden 2 Nomad 5, they're kind of like the oddballs of the pool. You have to think what they're going to be like looking forward to picking next, because there's not really many maps like the maps they just picked that they won in a semi-decisive fashion. Pretty much it was the only one, and that one is like very much unlike the other ones because you can bypass that reading element.
Yeah, as we discussed, like Massachusetts would have players that make Free Mod 2 work out okay for them. But we're gonna go Free Mod 3 first with the Massachusetts pick. It's gonna be Hidden on Chillier pair, Hard Rock TJ, Nomad Frenzy. I don't know if it's Friends or Frenzy, because the capital Z throws me off. Hagawabla Mac, joined by Xractive. Is this his first map? This is his first map, right? Ooh, Mac and Xractive both break on that early aim pattern, too. Not starting off great for Arizona there with a double miss on like the first aim pattern of the map. A lot of time left, obviously, but not what you want to see.
You have to think, if Massachusetts wins this decisively, like, they're just 100% picking all the DTs.
Yeah, they...
Because this is like baby's first speed map, right? And if you're struggling already on speed, then you're not going to be able to play much of the DTs at all. Like, even DT1, which has very short bursts, you're not going to really be able to have a good time on that.
Dude, so far this has been such a like speed player speed map experience where all three players who have broken have exclusively broken on aim. They're not missing on the speed, they're just missing on the aim.
It's weird.
I mean, that's just how it works on speed maps, right? Like, people miss on aim, they don't miss on the actual left-hand component.
They miss on the left-hand component if they're like already either stamina capped or they just can't play the big game.
Well, so far so good for Massachusetts. Building up about 110k lead. Double FC still alive. Just past halfway through. Agawabla matching 1 FC. Mac building back up quite well on Hard Rock with very solid accuracy as well, I might add. He's about 2% ahead of his opposite number, TJ. But Extractive, unfortunately, having a very rough go of things here. Not even at 200k yet and finding yet another break. This is not how you want your first map of a match to go, regardless. Like, it's gotta feel pretty bad to come in and just yeah, and to come in and like have to fill a map and not do well on it is not a fun experience. There goes Agawabla, the last FC gone for Arizona. Now it's 2 FCs to none for Massachusetts. They are gonna run away with this one in the last quarter of the map. There is a break from Chillier finally, but
I mean, there's not much you can say about this map anymore. Unless, like, Massachusetts has a collective stroke and Mac keeps holding combo, it's pretty much over.
Yeah, it's 500k. I don't think there's not really much left to say on this one other than filling for speed is never ever fun. And TJ is pretty solid at Hard Rock, as it turns out. Also Frenzy with the 1 break, but a very good performance otherwise. That's a pretty solid team score for Massachusetts. 2.4 mil against the 1.8 mil for Team Arizona. Not going to be too unhappy with that. 2 S ranks and a 1 miss against a few A ranks on the other side, with only one of them over 700k. Yeah, I'm sure you're right about Extractive just having to fill because they didn't have a good third for that map. Can't really fault him for the score if he wasn't intending to be in for that pick.
Every time you see a team that's like a mid seed or a low seed that just has like 1 or 2 players get scores that really you wouldn't expect for this round, it's because they're lacking players with that skill set, or maybe they're like very, very new to the tournament and just nervous. But it's stuff that happens due to the lack of depth of players, especially for the smaller states. Like we had it happen on a bunch of the lower bracket matches. If you were tuned in for those, like a lot of teams were just pick a certain map, and the other team, because they wasted their ban on a map that really nobody could play on their team, they would just like send in 3 players. One of them would be able to play the map kind of like semi-okay, and then the other 2 would just struggle. Like, that's a thing it will happen in any team tournament. And especially, it'll happen to every team eventually if you scale the pools ad infinitum. But
except for USA OWC.
I'm sure even USA OWC, if you scale the pools up to like
9 star speed,
10 stars, yeah, they would struggle.
It is interesting though that Arizona chose to leave like all of the hardcore tapping mechanics stuff up in
and
favor
then
of Hard Rock
simple,
1, which nobody, and same for Massachusetts. Like, Honestly, both of these teams could have banned something different. Like Arizona could have banned, you know, No Mod 2 or Free Mod 3, and Massachusetts could have banned like No Mod 5 or Hidden 2. But instead, they both just decided, no, we're gonna handshake and give up 2 free points to the other guys on these types of maps. And interestingly, it's No Mod 4 instead, but I guess I shouldn't say instead, because we discussed Free Mod 2, and I don't really know what else, like you were talking about. Nothing else really matches up with the reading aspect of like Hidden 2 No Mod 5. But this is more of a niche difficulty type of map compared to, you know, a more raw mechanics type of thing. So that part of it makes sense.
It makes a ton of sense. You don't want to have the mechanics. You don't want to be gapped by the better mechanics players from Massachusetts. So you just pick a map that is like a little bit reading, a little bit like finger control-y, but mostly just like understanding the map itself. This is a map where you practice, you understand a couple of the patterns, a couple of the choke spots, like the Webble Stream or the V bursts, V quints, and then you can have at least like a decent confidence on comboing it going into it.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, go ahead.
I feel like just the big question mark with this map, though, is still, as Frenzy finds the early break, is still the ability to be consistent on it, because we've seen players who you would expect to do well on a map like this have trouble and just kind of find what look almost like RNG misses on some of the more difficult patterns. So even if it's like, I want to get away from mechanics, this is a non-mechanics map, there's still stuff on this that's really easy to break on, and there's Mac, you know, kind of matching an early miss on not really much of a difficult pattern.
Mac misread like a double into a 1-1 gap. It's really sad. Frenzy matching his break later on in the KI.
Oh,
everyone else.
TJ, I'm not sure what TJ and Mac even both broke on, but they broke on the same thing. That's much better for Arizona than Massachusetts, though. Hogga Wobble Ordinary holding down the fort with the double FC. Wiggling. Oh my goodness. Okay, there goes Ordinary, and Hogga Wobble dropped a bunch of AC. Frenzy broke as well. Yeah, Hogga Wobble needed to break there to give the door a little bit of a nudge open for Massachusetts. Instead, he holds to match Chillier, who has insane accuracy, by the way. But unfortunately, they need a break. They need Hogga Wobble to break if Massachusetts wants a chance, and he's just saying, I'm not going to do that, you guys. Sorry, not sorry. There are some difficult patterns here at the end, but he looks more than comfortable to maintain this combo. And that is going to be a nice FC from Hogga Wobble to hold off Massachusetts. Chillier pair, 99.39 AC, full combo, no slider ends dropped. Wow. That's
not enough, sadly.
And it just, yeah, and it unfortunately didn't end up mattering by 100K.
Really unfortunate for both TJ and Ordinary. I think those were both one slider break plays.
Yep. And
any one of those plays goes the other way. Could have potentially swung the map around, but Arizona confirming their pick very, very by the skin of their teeth, essentially. 100K points, a little bit more. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, we expected this. Yeah. Left-hand mechanics team continues playing left-hand mechanics maps. Also, it felt like Sitho got, not Sitho, excuse me. Frenzy got third player syndromed on No Mod 4 the same way that Extractive got third player syndromed on Free Mod 3. Like, he had a very similarly rough go of things.
I feel at least that Frenzy's was less, like, blatant because the map just isn't, like, you can play it or you can't.
Yeah.
It's more accessible, at least,
yep.
for most people. But now we're gonna see probably Sitho.
I'm just gonna continue calling him Sitho. I don't care. Unless he himself tells me that it's something else. He's just Sitho.
Yeah, we're gonna keep seeing Sitho, TJ, Chillier, and apparently Extractive.
Extractive speed fill.
To play speed again.
He was forced to play speed. Hogga Wobble Mac.
Seal.
Sob Seal. Seal Sob. But yeah, this is probably just still Massachusetts favored because of the extractive fill issue that we saw in Fremont 3.
Yeah.
I mean, you can utilize some certain methodology on this map maybe, but even so, wait, hang on, guys, abort. I'm pretty sure he's gone.
No, he's using the method.
No, he's not in this. He's not in the game.
No, he's using the method. You can't like miss on a map
if you
you're
don't
not even
play
in the
it.
lobby. You don't play it. Yeah. Well, I don't know if he left by accident. I don't know if his OSU crashed.
I don't know. Something happened.
Extractive OSU crashed.
His team doesn't even know where he went. That's always reassuring.
Where your ass at?
Man down. All right, this time. Now he's got to get on the right team, and then we can go.
You can do it. You can do it.
I believe. I believe that. I believe that we. Takes me right back to 2014 World Cup. USA, I believe that we will win chance. All right, we're good. We're going. Second tries the charm, ladies and gentlemen. This time, Extractive makes it in, and we will see. We will see how this map goes for him. Hopefully, better than Fremod 3 did.
Yeah, he can use the Nepali method of pressing two keys at the same time instead of alternating between keys.
Can't decide if I think that's like some sort of racist dig at Nepalese
No!
people. Wait, he assessed that one. He assessed that one. No, he's good.
Whoa,
he's good. He's
whoa.
good. He's good. He assessed the first stream.
Oh, he's actually insane. Actually,
Yeah,
born speed player?
he's secretly a speed player. He just didn't want to reveal his true power on everything will freeze. He had to wait.
It's actually such a strat. You sandbag a map. Like, nobody knows what you play. You sandbag a map.
And then the other team picks the same skill set again?
Picks the same skill set and you fucking carry.
Dude, if that happens here, that's like the best heal move. Oh my god. I mean, he's only at 96 axe, so maybe not, but we'll see. Mac's still on that nice axe. So is Chili Repair, so is TJ. We're separating the men from the boys right now with these accuracies.
Mac. That's Mac.
Oh, there goes Extractive. Dang.
Ah.
Oh, I couldn't hear the second C when you said that. Sorry. Our language is just not that advanced.
I'm gonna put extra emphasis on the C next time.
Mac.
Yeah.
All right, Mac and Chili are still going at it. Hagawabla backing up the second FC, but TJ and Mr. Sitho both also FCing for Massachusetts. So far in this round, we've had one SS on this map. It was from Mr. Taquito. We will find out if we get another one here. There's another break from Extractive. This point is kind of decided at this juncture unless all of Massachusetts break right now, and I don't think that's likely to happen. Even then, I don't know if they would have been able to lose it. Will we? Is this gonna happen? Please let this happen. It happened. Oh my god. And we're gonna have to go to the spinners here because that's now 3 SSs, 2 of them in the same match. Chillier and Mac just match the SS. Mac with the better score, higher spinner, better player wins.
Good job.
Also, TJ with 3,100 still only finished like 5,000 points behind Chili Repair. That is some nuts spinning. Oh, what the hell?
Dude, I swear to God, Sitho gets the same act on every map.
It's just 95 act player.
Besides, the ones he clearly wasn't scheduled to play. But, like, he's like a 96, 95% act player no matter what. It's actually insane.
All right, I'm going to go to the stats and see what's happening with this DT2 real quick to check on those scores. So, the previous type, do I have them? I don't know if I have a link. I don't know if exclamation mark stats goes to the stats page, but it's on the main spreadsheet at least. So we had Taquito at 1.1. No, wrong map. Taquito at 1.211. Chillier at 1.209. Mac at 1.215 is now number 1 on DT2 for the week. So that is our new top scorer on DT2. And TJ takes 4th place.
I go, holy shit, you all are fat. I think you missed an S there.
Nope. I think he just meant fat.
I think it just meant, yeah, no, you guys are actually obese. Holy smokes, boy. Stop playing Osu. Go exercise.
Go exercise, right? Go get on a treadmill right the fuck now.
In all seriousness, this match has been a lot closer than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Especially after we heard that MLaw wasn't even present.
They're just gapping each other, or not even gapping each other, really. They're just picking into like their own skill set, because I mean, we saw how close that was. But it's like Massachusetts picks speed and Arizona doesn't really have a third for speed. Arizona picks reading and Massachusetts does it, and then tech, and Massachusetts, you know, kind of gets third playered on those, or second playered on those, or first playered on those. I'm
gonna be honest. I think this is the break point.
Last pick Arizona is Fremont 1.
Fremont 1 is the map with, you know, a little bit more mechanics, a little bit more streams, and the mods. Like, you're gonna have to have a Hard Rocks there in there somewhere. You're gonna have to have it hidden. And, you know, for a team that banned Hard Rock on a map with a bigger than average circle size, which is Hard Rock 1.
The question is, like, what else would you have picked here if you were Arizona?
Honestly,
I mean, you could have got, like,
you can
Hidden
do it,
1?
Nomad 3.
Nomad 3 or
Nomad
Hidden
3
1?
would be a map in a similar vein of Nomad 4. Hidden 1, maybe. But I think if you aren't picking Nomad 3, you aren't picking Hidden 1. They're both faulty.
Yeah. Well, this is going to be...
Maybe Fremont 2, but...
Yeah, we had the discussion on Fremont 2 enough at this point. I don't think that was probably the pick either. It obviously wasn't DT1 or DT3. It wasn't Hard Rock 2. So, Nomad 3, Hidden 1, or this. And Frenzy and TJ both get skill issued by slider streams.
They both get AGT'd.
Yep, Ordinary falls. So does Chillier. There are no FCs already on Massachusetts. Meanwhile, a double FC for Measure, McQueen, and Mac on Nomad and Hard Rock, respectively. Ordinary in on the Hidden. Well, that's going to help. Arizona's got a decent amount of combo. Massachusetts not that far behind. We're so early on in the map when Frenzy and TJ broke.
Honestly, until the longer slider stream at like 2/3 of the way into the map, it's very hard to miss on this map. As I say that, Ordinary,
yeah.
Yeah.
He missed on a little, like, 1/3 pattern?
Yeah, probably. It's a little bit tricky.
Oh, and then he breaks on the, like, reversing stream. That one's kind of tricky as well. I feel like missing on that is kind of a symptom of, I feel like, of not knowing the map all that well, maybe, but I'm not sure.
TJ breaking on the big slider stream. So
oh, and there goes Frenzy as well. Medjiro, McQueen, and Mac, by the way, just chilling with the double FC. It's a 300k lead from Arizona. And this is kind of unlosable now. They're already at past 700k.
It's very hard to lose, if anything.
TJ missed again. That's probably it. Massachusetts is going to maybe get one FC, or one, like, not even FC, right? One miss out of Chillier against a double FC on Mac and Medjiro McQueen, and that's a near 2.5 million double FC for Arizona, and that puts them at the only match point that either of these teams will get in this match. Massachusetts now has to defend against a match point to force the tiebreaker, which, if they do, would be our first tiebreaker of the round. I don't know that anybody expected this match to go the way that it has.
Certainly not myself, and, you know, Arizona making me eat my words. Just a healthy little word salad there, because they held strong. Only one of their players even missed on the map. Meanwhile, Massachusetts struggling a lot with the slider streams, struggling probably with keeping the same BPM streaming due to the slider stream feedback. That's generally the issue most people have with slider streams. They just start because of the extra, like, noise added by the slider ints. They start, like, misjudging the BPM that they're streaming at, so they overstream to compensate, or understream to compensate, and then they lose the stream because slider streams have a lower window that you can hit them. So that's most people's problem with slider streams. some people also can't really read the like flow of slider streams. Like they can't really read the slider heads. So like to clearly read where the stream is going and how fast you need to go. But I don't think that map has that issue. Like the slider streams are very low spacing. But yeah, certainly surprised me. But now we're going into DT1, and if what we've seen thus far in the match continues, it should be a relatively easy point for Mass. So I would expect to see a tiebreaker here.
I think what's very interesting about this DT1 compared to what we've seen previously is that despite it having some bursts and stuff, it is more aimy, and both teams banned aim. So clearly neither of them wanted much to do with aim in this match to begin with, you know, from the outset. But Massachusetts saying, we've run these left-hand favored picks, so we're gonna go the other high BPM pick and hope that the aim isn't our downfall on it.
Honestly, even if you saw Massachusetts as an aim, like a not very aimy team, and you saw Arizona as like a not very fast team, I think the struggles you'd have with aim on this map and the struggles you'd have with speed on this map would favor Massachusetts a little bit, because like the aim isn't like that hard besides one or two sections, especially the solo is a little bit more confusing and a little bit more straining. But the speed, you can really get like a little bit stuck if you don't like use the forbidden method on a couple of the bursts. If you don't really have the BPM for this, like the speed for the BPM. So it'll be interesting to see. I think though that both of these teams are gonna miss a couple of times on aim, like maybe one or two, and then we'll see if Arizona can actually handle the bursts.
We're gonna find out. It's the usual lineup here for Massachusetts: Chillier, TJ Sitho, Ordinary joining Hogwobble and Mac instead of Extractive, who it was the player in for the speedier stuff. But Ordinary maybe a little more comfy with the aim aspect of this map. Mac is gonna be the first to break. And we'll go from there. And it's a lot on the line here, of course. Will Massachusetts be able to take the point as they have? No break points yet, 7 picks in. Where's our first break point of the match? Could be the deciding point, which would be pretty wild. Judging by accuracy, though, it does seem like Massachusetts is maybe a little bit more comfortable with this, as you would kind of expect going into it. 95 down on Ordinary. Early break from Mac. Versus triple 99 plus from Massachusetts. Oh, and Chillier, wait a second. Wait just a darn second. Did he not tap the last note of that burst going into that slider? That was really weird. Hogawabla, fortunately for Massachusetts, breaks promptly thereafter. And Massachusetts will hold on as Mac falls as well. And any Massachusetts fan whose heart just leapt into their throat can breathe a little easier, as there is very little combo on Arizona to try to come back against TJ and Sitho's double FC.
I wouldn't certainly have expected, out of all the teams to miss on the burst on this map, for Massachusetts and specifically Chillier to be the one to fall to them, but
yeah,
a little bit of a false alarm there.
I don't know if he like under tapped that burst. He broke like either on the slider head or like or right after. So I'm not sure if it was a slider break. Well, it really couldn't have been, I guess. There goes Ordinary. Either way, doesn't end up mattering. Isn't gonna end up making a difference. Massachusetts will still put up a 3-0 score and will still take the point. And they will force our first tiebreaker of the round. Massachusetts, Arizona, of any match to go to a tiebreaker. This one, with no MLaw on the side of Arizona, ends up being the one. Don't know who saw that coming, but it wasn't us.
Honestly, if there's any round I wanted to go to tiebreaker, it's this one. The song, I'm a little bit low energy right now because it's quite late.
Oh, it's
Specifically for my sleep schedule, it's quite late. But like, this is just such a banger. Just hearing this makes me want to like stop being sleepy and get up.
just go be funky.
Yeah, just go be funky. Just like wave my arms around. To the
Wacky
rhythm
waving
of-
inflatable arm tube data.
Yeah, I would be the gas station like inflatable doll. That came out wrong. That came out wrong. That came out wrong.
Also, Arizona 2 matches, 2 tiebreakers. It was a tiebreaker last week against Minnesota. So I guess that, or 2 weeks ago, that is just their destiny. You like jazz? You like jazz?
Freeform jazz.
First, you must acquire a taste for freeform jazz.
This Madiba plays. Someone should do that on Twitter. They just like should get that clip. Then they should just like have Madiba in the background for like 5 seconds just to really accentuate the comedy value, and then you just stop. I've given you at least 200 Twitter likes. Thank me later.
All right, so surely this is Chillier Frenzy TJ against Ordinary Hagawabla Mac, right? Because it's not
Maybe.
Sitho. I'm fairly sure it's not
For-
Sitho, and it's
for
not
Max?
Vector.
For Mass, I'm a little bit. Actually, no. I'm not that surprised that Frenzy is stepping in. This would be a map that Frenzy would probably play. Arizona, Ordinary, Mac, and Hagawabla. That seems to be their like core lineup. In the absence of the milkshake. Holy Jesus, you're just wrong.
Yeah, that's the wrongest of wrong.
Like, that ain't even funny. That ain't like a funny hot take. They're just like wrong. Like, you're nasty for this.
It's okay, he's holy Jesus. All right, in we go.
With your mom's tablecloth for a background.
I just think it looks like a Miro painting.
It does. I'm sure there's like a little bit of what it was trying to invoke.
Pref mod hidden on Hagawabla.
Not going well.
Assuming he did the same thing on the tiebreaker last time around. This one is a little trickier than the last TB, so we'll see how it plays out for him. Massachusetts just loves tiebreakers. So does Arizona. Massachusetts painkiller.
It's more of a Stockholm syndrome issue with Mass.
Man, Painkiller was such a tragedy. Will Stetson Painkiller?
Oh, okay. It wasn't meant to play that.
No, I know.
Someone wasn't there. I forgot who it was. I think it was TJ.
Might have been TJ.
I don't recall if it was TJ or Tai. No, it was Tai Bai.
Oh, you're right. Freaking, of course it was Taibai. Who else would it have been? I feel like, based on how this match has gone, I trust Massachusetts a little more on a map like this than I trust Arizona, but also based on the way this match has gone, like, I feel like they're relatively evenly matched at this point, so...
Yeah, no, based on the way this match has gone, I have no expectations, no thoughts.
No thoughts, head empty.
Exactly.
Data at all times.
I have achieved the third something. It's Buddhism.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, don't worry.
I forgot the term.
Well,
But it's
how far will we get in before we see a break other than Hoggle Wobble in the first 60 combo, because I'm not counting that. Like a real break that actually
30
matters.
30 seconds from now. Start counting.
29. Just kidding. Is there anything in this that's like particularly difficult to read with hidden? If you're a hidden pref mod player, you probably don't care, right?
The solo rhythms are a little bit funky.
Yeah,
like
they are. Yeah, they are.
That's not what I mean, but yeah. Like, they're a little bit, like, nasty within.
Oh my god. The nerves are just getting out of control because somebody has to break eventually. Like, we're at 1,000 combo on 506 players, and it's Frenzy, the first real break.
Was anyone counting?
Right after. I don't know, but it's just a combo reset, and it's gonna be the score being basically dead even. So now we've got 2 FCs against 2 Chillier, TJ to Ordinary Mac. Accuracy very much even between those players. Maybe ever so slightly in favor of Massachusetts, but not by much. Hogwobble a little ahead Knack on Frenzy. Frenzy up by 10 combo. What I'm getting at is that it is as close as it possibly could be at this juncture in the map. And you can see that in the score, which is just flickering right in the center. And we get
Arizona
into the...
has a mod advantage, though. That might come in.
At this point, the mod advantage is what is winning them the point so far. Because if Hogwobble had missed where he did, he would be behind, like, by the slightest of margins. Or they would be behind by the slightest of margins, but it doesn't matter, it's Mac! That's the next break. And we're at the 2/3 margin. That's going to cap his score out pretty hard, and that's going to give the lead over to Massachusetts with 2 players over 1,500 combo. Mac falling again. There's a couple little tricky patterns to read in that section. Frenzy, the next to miss, but that's not quite so terrible because they do still have a double FC on the side of Massachusetts, while Ordinary is only backed up by the 550 combo of Haga Wabla. And Massachusetts now inching their way closer to closing this match out. But it is by no means over yet. There is still plenty of time for any sort of unfortunate break to occur.
Mac keeps missing, though. So does Frenzy. They both have reset quite a lot in this second half.
Oh, and TJ is the next to break. It opens the door for Arizona because Hagawabla has recovered quite well. He is at 780 combo Ordinary, matching the FC of Chillier pair, a little behind in accuracy, but it really doesn't make a big difference. It's all about the combo, and that lead can go back over to Arizona, given enough time. Even with Mac Chain missing, continuing to break more and more, Hagawabla's combo is what will make a difference. If he doesn't break again before the ending and holds on, this lead can come back over to the side of Arizona, but Arizona instead will find a break on Ordinary, and Chillier pair holds on 2,000 combo. He is clutching this out for Massachusetts, holding the FC into the ending with almost 99 accuracy. It looks like he might be doing enough to hold on against the onslaught from Arizona, throwing everything they could at Massachusetts through the entire back third of this map. Chillier pair, though, experienced tournament player. He's been here before. He knows the situation. He knows the pressure, and he is holding the FC when it most counts for Massachusetts into the ending. And that will be their victory by a bare, not even 230,000 point margin. Massachusetts takes the point, 5-4. The match as well. Into the quarterfinals they go. What an FC from Chillier pair when they most needed it. A full perfect combo. No slider ends broken. No slider ends dropped. No misses. No breaks. He says, I am putting my team on my back and taking them into the next round.
That was extremely close. I was on the edge of my seat the whole time. Felt like just one more break in the Massachusetts side, just Chillier breaking in any of these patterns, or maybe TJ falling a little bit earlier, and Arizona would have just barely sneaked away with the tiebreaker victory. But, you know, things happen as they do. Chillier pair with the really, really good FC under pressure, really putting the team on his back there. TJ also with an extremely solid play, unfortunate slider break, good accuracy as well. And Massachusetts will be taking this match and winning. So they stay in the winner's bracket as far as I'm aware, and Arizona will drop to play.
Massachusetts goes on to face Iowa, the shocking victors over Ohio. Arizona drops down to face Michigan in the losers bracket.
Honestly,
I think
Arizona's
super winnable.
quite favored.
And then they would get Ohio, in all likelihood, which they would not.
The Ohio
be favored.
upset. The Ohio upset kind of messed with this bracket quite a lot.
That really makes things interesting in the losers bracket as we take a look. I mean, you've got Ohio versus Maryland, winner versus the winner of Arizona, Michigan. Yeah, things get a little crazy down there when you see upsets like that. And of course,
honestly, I'm super excited for Iowa Mass.
Yeah.
This is probably the most 50-50 match I think we've had thus far in the tournament. Just like a match we're gonna have very soon.
Nah, this
which
one,
is
the soon one's not a 50-50 match. Sorry.
It's pretty close.
It's SoCal, Oregon. I don't know that's
no, not this one. The next one.
The next one. Okay, the later match. Yeah, Texas Washington is like a complete toss-up. Yes.
That wasn't a segue. That was
I thought
more,
I was like the match is even for an hour. What are we segueing for? Yeah, Texas Washington is on paper the best matchup of the week. I think on paper, like Massachusetts Arizona gives it a lot to live up to, but I think looking at the match without knowing in retrospect how it went, I think Texas Washington is about the best matchup we're going to see this week.
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
Why are these matches so? I mean,
why are these matches so late? Why don't you ask them?
Yeah.
Ask the fucking players. They fucking made the schedule.
Ask the players that are opting into midnight on
they
a
made
Sunday
the
night.
sandwich.
I don't know. But yeah, so that's gonna do it. Amazing match. Better than anyone could have expected, I think, for Massachusetts versus Arizona. I certainly didn't see this coming, but I'm glad that it played out the way it did because that was really exciting and really fun. Congratulations to Massachusetts and Arizona, man. Who knows what could happen with them in the losers bracket if they continue playing this well. We'll be back in about an hour for SoCal versus Oregon, our next match for tonight. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you then.
Thank you guys, and bye-bye.